Hello everyone, it's Lindsay from the Vintage Button. Hope you've had a good day. I've had a good day. It's Monday afternoon. I've just finished work and I thought I would get on with this slow stitching. So this is my bird. I did do a video when I first started. So it was from a sample book, and this is kind of crocheted doily that I've sort of snipped up to make it look feathery and extend a few things, and then I've just put coloured wool, just sort of stitch marked, painted with the wool, and I haven't touched the branch, but I've done the bird really, and he's got a lovely, it's purple his eye. I quite like the fact. I was going to put black in and then I thought that the black looked too harsh, so it's kind of like purple. So he's going to go on this bag, which hopefully will go on some adventures with me this summer and will be a bag. So I want him to be in the middle-ish. He's got a branch, so his branch has to go off to the side. So he may not be completely in the middle, which I think that might be okay. So we've got that going on, and then I have some other bits and pieces that I've cut out, because originally this was on like one sheet of fabric sample book. So let's just put that there. We can extend, and then we can sort of fill in the bits and pieces. Do we want, I've got a little bit here, it's a little bit off the camera, but it's just that bit that's sort of resting on the side. It's difficult to fit everything in. We need some of these bits for the other side as well. I've been talking all day, so I can feel my throat is giving up a little bit. Oh, I like that. So we've got this bit that I might put there. Nothing set in stone until I've put some pins in. Okay. I've also got these sort of, they're like applique bits. They're from a dress that I got from a charity shop that was never going to be worn. It was such a hideously made dress. But these applique bits interested me, and I thought I could make something beautiful out of that. So we have that. And there's leaves as well. So I think we're going to start by adding some things like that and kind of layering things up. Oh yeah, then there can be more than one thing laid up. I've got like a variety of bits and pieces to see what we like. We can even snip them up a bit further. I quite like that. That's nice. Got some more of those. Okay, let's have a look. I think we might use the blossomy bits though. We can snip them up a bit more. Do we want, we could have blossom going that way and then snip it. Have you had an alright day? I've had an alright day at work. Been busy, but a nice steady pace. It's been alright. Been okay. Right, let's put that there. Or do we want it to sort of spill out? No, I think I want to keep it quite tight and layered. Do I want, put that to one side. We have that. We will see. Okay. So I've changed the camera position slightly, and that means that it's right in front of my face. So I'm trying to modulate my speech so that I'm not shouting down the microphone, because it's quite close by. I do have a microphone I could stick into my phones. I did a room tour at the weekend, and I thought I probably should I might do another little video and explain what I do to film on. But one of the comments, I've read the comments, I've not put that I've read them yet because I want to answer them. And if I click a little heart, it kind of disappears from my what's read and what's not read pile. But one of the comments said about that they've got a camera and setting the camera up, and that's what was interesting. And I don't even use a camera. I've got 2 old phones, 2 old Android phones. I tell you, the make do and mend is strong in me. We do actually have, because my husband is a photographer. Well, he doesn't do photography anymore, but we have like all the digital stuff that would be really more than adequate for YouTube. But it just gets ever increasingly complicated. And when I did this, I kind of want this to do my mental health good. So it's an outlet for my creativity. It's a means of connecting with people. It may, I don't know, may produce a different avenue for work, not necessarily full time. I'm thinking more like way down the line, sort of semi-retirement in sort of 5-6 years time, perhaps 10 years time, and not even doing that through YouTube, just sort of the notion of presenting ideas to people. I don't know what the possibilities are. But those were the reasons that I wanted to do YouTube. And, that's somebody blowing their nose. Do apologise. What was I saying? That's taken me off the train of my thought. I've had to think all day. Yeah, those were my thoughts about doing YouTube, but it had to keep it simple because my brain is like this. Brain is porridge most of the time. Perimenopausal woman. Doesn't get a lot of sleep. So, it needed to be really simple, whatever I do. Do we like that there? I like that there, but I want it tucked under. Ooh. Right, where was that green? I think I do want that green now. Kind of coming out that way. Oh, yes, I like that. So that's why I have 2 phones. And that's why there's no editing. Everything has to be a straight shoot. Because I don't want to... I spend all day staring at a computer screen. I spend all day helping people and talking to people, but at the end of the day, everything I do has to be recorded, and I'm looking at a computer screen. So, for this to do my mental health good, it has to involve not looking at a computer screen. Do we want some of the blossom going up here? I think we might do. I don't know what we're going to do with those big ones. We will see. So because of that, I just have these 2 phones, and I do this sort of very raw shooting of me picking the camera up, picking the phone up on my little rig, and I point at it. I tell you what I'm crafting, basically. So yeah, so when I got that comment about, oh, I've got a really good camera, and I think it was it you, Nancy? I think it was Nancy. I thought, well, I'm not doing it like that, and it's absolutely fine. What Nancy's doing, what Nancy's comfortable with. I thought, but I do it really simply, because things become roadblocks in my head, and if I think that I have to do more steps than I have energy or the ability or the inclination to do, then things just don't get done. And I've learnt that more and more about myself as I get older. For example, the room tour. So I could have done the room tour the other weekend, because there's really not a lot's changed. But I had in my head that like everything had to be perfect, and it was only when I actually kind of developed the thought around that actually, Lindsay, no, not everything does have to be perfect. You can just give a quick hoover and then just do it. So that's basically what I ended up doing, was just running the hoover around, and then I just did the tour, and that was absolutely fine. But it's sort of that notion of, it's kind of also about hospitality, isn't it? Well, in this context, when you're being truly hospitable, to the person you're being hospitable about, shouldn't judge you for how you look. And I think the thing is like with the YouTube thing, I don't know who really I'm invited into my house, so that's why I was a little bit circumspect about showing bits and pieces of my house. I don't necessarily want everybody to see my house, which is fair enough. It's my house, can do what I want. I wonder, just like coming off a branch, I don't know, I'm taking that off camera to do that. What do we think? Do we like it? I can sort of slightly move my camera. Oh, I can get more into it there. It's all an experiment. That looks good. All an experiment. I think that'll look really nice. There's going to be other stitching, and I'm going to put one of my big stamps on either to a piece of fabric, or I'm going to actually stamp it on here and do it in black or a different colour. So these are like stamps that I've made out of sentiments. There's 2 videos about these actually, but just so that, like, I've got the reduce, reuse, recycle. Then I've got lots of vintage button ones because they're just for my branding. But then I've got all of these like other sayings, and I thought they would be really good. So I've got progress, not perfection. See, that's a good thing for me. Make art. There's loads of them. Sustainability. All kind of really good words to sort of put on and then embroider over, just to make it look good. Right, are we ready for pinning? I think we might be. Got my Hexapin cushion. Oh, I've got a t-shirt on, and then I put a big jumper on because I got cold. Where I sit and work, I don't sit and work in here. I could do, because I've got a desk, but I kind of want to keep it special. So I don't really sit and work here. I sit and work in my lounge. I can, this is an option to come up here and sit and work, but I tend to stay in my lounge. Now I've got pockets here, I'm going to have to be careful. I'll redo that later when I've pinned everything else down. Let's do this. I really like this bird. I'm very happy with it. I was going to put more colours on, and I thought, no, I actually quite like that it's quite subtle. I like these. Like, I could add some of these bits, like the offcuts. Okay. That's that. I don't know if I'm going to, like, sew these bits down first. and then put these bits back on after. What do we think? Because that actually makes more sense. It's more sewing, it's like a little bit more work. And then we can add extra bits. Let's do that. Alright then. So have that in your mind, that that's all going to be layered up. I've definitely got it in my mind, and I can always re-look at the video. Let's just stick the foundation. It's like this is the foundation of it. Down. And then we'll be able to sew that. We'll start sewing that now, but it is going to go downstairs for morning stitching before I start work. I really enjoy doing a little bit of craft before I start work, particularly in the summer when it's really light. Where I sit and do my work, it's kind of a northwesterly facing the front of the house. So that means it gets the light in the morning, which is really nice. So yeah, that would be a good thing to do. Right, I need to bear in mind that's on the pocket. So I'll re-go in afterwards and everything. Oh no, I'll keep them. So yeah, so this is just from a fabric sample that I got actually during the pandemic. And I'm only just, I've mentioned this before, I'm only just coming to the end of it really. And when I say that, there's probably still one full fabric sample book from the 8 that I started with in an ottoman downstairs in my lounge. So when I did that tour actually afterwards, I thought there's still other places I keep stuff, like I keep a lot of fabric in the ottoman. And my junk journals are in the lounge. My finished pieces of work are in the lounge. Let's spread that out a little bit. So it's interesting how things take over. I've got a very understanding husband. He is very understanding. At the minute, his goal for the summer. We've got some like goals for the garden, and I'm going to do a few. The bathroom needs ripping out, but I'm going to do like a little mini, not makeover, make us feel better about using it whilst we are sorting out money. We have to find a few £1,000s for that, and there's a few other things like remortgaging the house and stuff we've got to do first. And somebody's going to university, possibly. She might decide to delay it, but all of that costs lots of money. So I thought, right, I'm going to get like a new shower curtain, and I'm going to do a few bits and pieces just to make me feel better about it. So that's a house goal. And I also want to paint the dining table, because it's not a vintage piece. It got painted, I would say like 2015 I painted that. In a really nice colour. It just doesn't suit the room because we've moved house and it's a different room, and we've kind of lived with it with this colour that just is a bit odd for the rest of the room. So that needs painting. I'm just thinking realistically what I want to do. There's another piece of furniture that's in our porch that needs painting. And there's a blackboard that I need to do for the kitchen. I actually think all of those things, the dining room table will take a little bit more because it's got a finish on it, so it needs stripping back. And it's IKEA, so it really is. Somebody mentioned on Facebook when I shared about the tour that they have like vintage IKEA, rather than I've got like old bits of furniture. And I said, don't disbelieve that, because there's plenty bits of MDF pieces of furniture in this room, like the shelves on the top of the desk, the shelves that are blue that's got the baskets on, and the shelves that have got all the vintage tins. Like that's actually 2 shelves stacked on top of one another, and they're all either we've got them from IKEA. There's a couple of like short billy bookcases, there's one behind me, or we've literally found them on the side of the road and they're just sort of MDF of dubious provenance that was clean and dry, and we painted over them. So, and all sort of the ones in this room, I am meandering in the way I'm talking, but I'm just having a natter. All of the ones in this room, what used to be in our kitchen in the house in Cambridge, because it didn't have any upper cabinets. It was the most oddly designed kitchen. So yeah, like I kind of ended up, when I first did it, I just found all these odd shelves, some of them in our stash of furniture. And then other bits and pieces either on Facebook or on the side of the road. And they were painted all different colours for when Lily was little. And then as she got a bit older, I thought, oh, it looks a bit juvenile. So it was during the pandemic, I dragged everything out of the kitchen and I painted them all like gunmetal. So that's what they are in here now. And actually it looks alright. It looks alright with the wood. It looks alright with the green of the desk. And the desk was from outside on the street. I mean, we've put quite a few bits and pieces of furniture, like dining room sets, out on the street in Cambridge, and they just disappear. Coffee tables. It's like Cambridge furniture elves. And then we've also found things for free off the side of the road in Cambridge. It's like one of those types of places. I have actually. I've put like a slipper chair, like a low chair, like a Parsons chair, out the front here, and that actually disappeared. So it does work where I live as well. You can just move furniture along for free. Right, so I think we might start stitching. Let's get a needle. I know I've got my thimble somewhere. I've still got bits and pieces from when I went into work last week. But I'm sure my thimble's in the bottom. Is it? Oh, it might not be. Where's I put my thimble? It's not very crucial because it's not very thick what I'm going through, but I do like to have it. I'll have to have a route, sort that bag out. I do need a needle. Now, thread-wise. I like that wall, but I'm not going to use that wall. I do like that colour. So yes, the bathroom, that was what I was talking about. I'm actually going to I'm going to use this grey, I think, because I just think it'll disappear. It's just a Gutterman poly. And when you've finished these, you can even use these to make the slow stitch scrolls. This is what this is. I just spray painted it copper. And actually, there's a card table underneath this worktop. I spray painted that the same day I did that. Cotton reel. I kind of went round the house and thought, what else can I spray paint while I'm doing this? Yeah, so going back to the bathroom, I just need to do a few things, do a couple of bits of tweaks, and put some new shower curtains up, and just do a few things. And then paint those other bits of furniture. I might paint the porch, but it doesn't really need it. But it's white, and I'm like, do I want it to be white? It's quite austere. The front door needs painted, so I might paint the front door and then paint the front door on the inside. That might make that better. I don't know. I just know there's a few bits and pieces we need to do. And we can't afford to do the big things, so I'll do some small things. Because the bathroom needs replacing, the kitchen needs updating, but I think we'll get away with just worktops and a new sink. And we need to replace all the windows. That's much more important than a kitchen. Because I feel that, like, if I was the people who are going to buy this house will be young professionals from Cambridge. That'll be their first house. They probably wouldn't have saved like we did for 15 years to buy a house. And so they'll buy this house as it's a project house, really. It's strange that we spent more on it than my sister and my sister-in-law, bought a lovely detached Victorian house by a park for less. That was all done up, beautiful. Oh, I don't know. But that's the difference between living up north and living here. I think we're going to start on the... Oh, I like this. I'm going to watch it back and see, because I like that I can see what you see. And if I'm in... So hopefully the lighting situation will work. Now, I just want to catch this edge bit. I don't really want to catch the birdie bits. There we go. So yeah, so those are my summer jobs. Now the garden desperately needs, but it needs a lot of attention. And because I forgot to talk about what my husband was doing, now I am going to do some of the birdie bits. He is kind of, we have like a workshop in the garage is big enough, and it has like a workshop in it. It's got full electricity, but it's not insulated. So he's basically insulating it and making himself a man cave, so that he can work from there. He can do his hobbies. He does airsofting, so somewhere to store all his guns securely. And he cycles, and he does woodwork, all the things. I've got this room, and I think I've had this room, and it's had sort of a semi-function to it since we moved in. It's always been a craft room. It's been a craft room and a spare bedroom. But since I've really... Last year, I became more intentional about it. Last year, I decided, and lots of people were commenting, oh, you have so much stuff and it's organised in that way. And in some ways, that has been intentional. Some ways, it's taken me decades to source all the stuff. And then other things have come together really quickly. And I don't know if it was last year or the year before. It might have been the year before. And I thought, I want to have my own craft store, so that I feel like I have my own craft space and craft store, and I can just go and get what I need and then make a project and not think, oh, I've got to wait until I go to the shop or buy things online. Basically, I wanted to source all this stuff and understand where it came from. It's kind of moving away from, just buying stuff. So, and a lot of it, I have bought, but I've bought it from a charity shop. It's been second hand rather than just buying lots of stickers and things for the junk journaling or fat quarters from Hobbycraft. So that became this intention a couple of years ago, and I've worked on it ever since, on how do I store it, how do I organise it. And it's kind of literally changed the way the craft room was laid out. And then ultimately to getting rid of the bed this spring and putting this desk here. And then the YouTube channel was kind of in there in the mix. But I think the intention about the craft room... I've had the YouTube channel for a couple of years, but I kind of started and then I stopped. And that goes back to the camera... because there were roadblocks in my head about, I've got to edit. That means I've got to learn how to edit. And I was like, that's not what I want out of it. So when I let go of what the perfection idea is, then I feel like there's movement there. Well, there is for me, and I'm sure there is for other people. But for me, once I let go of the what it should be, I hate that word should. I've removed it from my emotional... or I'm trying to remove it from my emotional vocabulary. But I decided I wanted this sort of craft store in my house. So I intentionally started looking for materials that I could do that with, and started finding ways. Yeah, it was longer than that, because I remember some of the boxes came from my previous job, because they're chocolate boxes, and we got given a load of chocolates and we gave them out to the residents, and then I kind of rescued all the boxes, because I was like, I'm going to wrap these up and use these to store my stuff in. So yeah, the intention about the little craft, having the little craft shop in my craft room has been years. So I've been working towards that, but it really, then since I started the channel, I needed to consolidate what I have. And so there's just been a few, you know, the stars have aligned, I've done a few things, it's worked out, and I think that's spurred him on. That, oh, okay. And I think because as well, it's not cost any money as such. It's been really low budget the way I've done it, and that's because I've wanted to massively cut down on my discretional spending, because I'm just trying to save a lot of money for windows, child going to university, remortgaging the house, you know, the big adult things. So yeah, it's been an education really to do it on such a budget. So this makeover of this room, getting rid of the bed, making the desk, has cost me £25, and that was because I bought a new lighting rig. And I did have an old lighting rig that I probably could have fettled it. Well, my husband would have had to, and then I just thought, you know what, I really don't like buying things from Amazon, but it is there, and it is there for convenience, and I don't want to be holier than thou about things. So I went on and had a look, and I found something that is working fantastically. Yeah, so I think doing as much as you can is better than feeling stymied and not doing anything at all. That's kind of becoming my attitude. So, and it has produced movement since letting go of that. There's other things. There's a course I might go on. I've been open to opportunities for work, like doing this kind of thing at work. We'll be doing a junk journal activity at our full service meeting soon. That I did a video for that. I don't know, it was Friday. I need to write all that up, but I'm going to do that in work time and not do it in my own time. And make a list of supplies that I want to be bought, which is actually not a lot, I think, because I have all of this stuff. Well, then it needs to be used, particularly the books, because the books are basically free resources. It's just my time and Miles's petrol finding it, really, the books. It's amazing how you can find books once you start looking for them. So yeah, I want to do more things like that. I used to have a job where I would do creative things in group settings and sort of facilitate groups and stuff. And I miss that, and I would like an element of that back in my working life. So doing these full service, or this full service and possibly more, is good, because it bangs it back onto my CV, because it's kind of dropping off the end of my CV. Although I don't change jobs that often, so it will stay on, because otherwise I would only have 2 jobs on my CV if I kept it to 10 years. So, but just a little bit more recent relevant experience. So there's a museum. I need to chase that up to do something similar. If not at this next one, at another one. Yeah, I need to chase that up, actually. I will do that after supper. So what do you want to get out of your craft? Do you want to just craft and not, and just, you know, and when I say just, that's a big word, because it isn't just. Because I actually think that, you know, crafting and it be the mechanism that keeps your mental health in check isn't a just. That is like literally a life-saving tool. and go for it. Certainly a life enhancing tool. I'm liking this. This is going to look really nice. I'm going to have to work out something that I can line it with. I think I want a blue liner. I think I've still got some school shirts. It might get lined in school shirt. I think I want pockets as well. Can't have too many pocketses. Yeah. I will sew the bird on and then I will let you go. You obviously can go as far as long as you want, but I'm thinking I need to go make dinner. We're going to have, I did a tray bake yesterday, and I always do extra medi-veg, you know, like courgettes and such. So I am going to take the extra veg, cook some pasta, cook some sort of protein, and some spinach and pesto. Throw it together. 25 minutes will be done. Not even 25 minutes. As long as it takes the pasta to cook, really. This might be the way for slow stitching, because I even feel like I could bring it towards me. Whereas I always feel like I'm overextending my back when I do it the old way. I'm also, somebody mentioned the comment about, I've got like this, it's kind of a picture frame that I got from a charity shop in Cambridge, and I've put some string across and I peg things onto it like inspiration. It's like an inspiration board. And it's all sagging because it's been like that for a decade. So I need to do it again. I thought, oh, I could do that in a video, but it's really big. But then I remember I've got, just sort of behind me, I've got a much smaller one, but I'll still have to do it on the floor. I was like, but I've got this rig that's, the other one was a tripod and it was very static. I wouldn't be able to do anything like that, but this has got more possibilities to it, so I do like it. It is one of the best £25 I've ever spent so far. It seems pretty quality. I don't think, I think it will last the course. It's a simple thing. I mean, it doesn't, doesn't require, it's not too many mechanism bits. Yeah, I'm going to go and cook dinner. Then I don't know what we're going to watch on TV, because Andor's over and done with. I don't know if anybody watches Star Wars. I'm big into Star Wars. I literally walk down the aisle to Star Wars music. But Andor, it's so good. It is literally the best thing. Andor, I thought Rogue One was the best thing since the trilogy came out. But it's like grown-up Star Wars, and it's made. We watched it all, and then we watched Rogue One on Sunday night. Was it Saturday night? No, last night was Sunday night. And we nearly watched A New Hope last night. We might do that. I don't know. Just because it changed the way you see things. It was just so good, so good, so well done. It's like grown-up stuff instead of Jar Jar Binks. But I understand why they did Jar Jar Binks, because Star Wars is for children, really. But, oh, I like it. So I've got two things to sit and work on in the morning. I've got my little script, my little scroll. I've got this. I want to put flowers and bees on it. That's going to be really nice. And then I've got this. I just need sewing up this fly or something. Just finish it off. So have a look at my week and see if I've got any 20-minute lunches. Today I just had, because I ended up like having a meeting as well as, it's almost like having a 5 appointment day when I have like my case management meeting. So it's a bit under the gun. I've still got emails to do extra. Get there though. I don't feel like I'm behind. I feel I'm just at the right point, which is good. But we'll see. So there we go. It's all positioned down. This is how I want it to be. I quite like it. Then on the other side, we've got all these other little bits and pieces. So we've got like these, we can have them growing that way. Got any more? Yeah, we've got quite a few more. Because we've got a little birdie at the top here. There we go, that looks nice. Any more for any more? Oh, we might stick that out of that pocket. We might not though, because I quite like... Yeah. So that'll be the other side. I've got enough bits and pieces. I might mix it up and have that like that. We'll work it out. We will work it out. But I've got plenty to add on. And we've got to put a lining in and some pockets. And then I've got another, you know when you've got so many ideas in your head? But I've got a lovely clutch I want to make over. No, I've kind of got this in my head of doing these types of things and doing that type of a thing. I'm like, oh, I've got so many things I could make over. Just to make pretty things that are completely unique. There we go. That's our birdie. He's ready on his perch. It's lovely. Right then, I'm going to go. I'm still having a giveaway. I didn't say it in the craft room at all. But this is what I'm giving away. It is my Be Happy Stationery junk journal for the month of May. Made with the Love is in the Air kit. It's a beautiful kit. And then my junk. Made out of a French biscuit box. It's a really lovely journal. So that could be on the way to you. All you have to do is be subscribed, like, and comment on this video. I'll be adding up all the comments, putting them in a hat, doing a draw on the 6th of June or thereabouts. Alright then. So, like, comment, subscribe, do all those little YouTubey things that help this little channel grow. Bye bye everyone.